Good day, I'm Stacey Ann Smith and this is your Jis News for November 2. Key tourism-related facilities in Portland are to be renovated to address the impact of Hurricane Sandy. While touring the parish Wednesday, Tourism and Entertainment Minister Dr. Wickham McNeil announced that remedial work will be done on the Craft Village to have it functional before Christmas. Later, a seawall will be built and major sewage work done at the facility. The Neville Antonio Park, meanwhile, is to undergo general restoration work so that it can be used to stage cultural performances and live entertainment.
There is still a lot of work to be done, and I think what we were looking at today is how we at the ministry can work with the local community groups.
Meanwhile, government is asserting that Portland will not be declared a national disaster zone, as the move is likely to have a more negative than positive impact. In fact, Information Minister Senator Sandra Faulkner says such a declaration could hurt Jamaica's tourism sector. The position was supported by the Director General of the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, Ronald Jackson. He argued that on a national level, while Jamaica was impacted by Sandy, the country was still very much open for business. While acknowledging that the declaration may spur a more speedy disbursement of aid from the international community, Mr. Jackson argued that support was still being given, just on a sector-by-sector basis.
The legislation that speaks to the declaration of a disaster area is primarily to facilitate the attention of government's resources to addressing those needs. And I think based on what is happening, government is in fact directing its resources to those communities, not just in East and West Portland, but St. Thomas and St. Mary.
All is now set for the construction of a new Kintyre Bridge in Papine, St. Andrew. The actual bridge was washed away during Tropical Storm Gustav in 2008 and the temporary bridge damaged during Hurricane Sandy. State Minister in the Ministry of Transport, Works and Housing, Richard Azan, and representatives from the National Works Agency toured the Kintyre area on Thursday.
One other thing about it is that we're going to remove the structure that we have here now. So we have to put a detour road. So we have to do the detour road before we can start the actual work here.
Mr. Azan says the contractor is aiming to complete construction of the Kintyre Bridge in 4 months, while river training work will also be done. In the meantime, Communications and Customer Service Manager at the NWA, Stephen Shaw, says rehabilitation work has begun on the Rome Gully at Rousseau Road in St. Andrew. The National Water Commission says it has already initiated activities to repair the areas of the Yallas pipeline that were dislocated during the hurricane. NWC's Vice President of Engineering and Project Delivery, Garth Jackson, says there is no firm cost estimate yet as investigations continue. He says the Mona Reservoir, which is served by both the Yallas Pipeline and Hope River, is 100% full and should remain at a reasonable level until the repair work is done. Mr. Jackson, who was touring sections of the pipeline with the Minister of Water and other officials Thursday, also indicated that the NWC was instituting a number of measures to limit future impact of power outages on its plants.
Quite a few of our facilities, our newer facilities, we have installed standby generators. What we are also doing is outfitting mobile generators so we can relocate them from point to point depending on where in fact we have the need.
Parliament has approved the withdrawal of $1.8 billion from the Capital Development Fund, CDF, to provide budgetary support in the 2012-2013 financial year and to fund community development programs. Finance Minister Dr. Peter Phillips says of the total amount, $1.39 billion will be paid into the consolidated fund. The Jamaica Bauxite Institute will receive $154 million for budgetary support this fiscal year and another $130 million to implement special projects under the Bauxite Community Development Program. Dr. Phillips says $145.7 million will also be used to meet commitments from the privatization of the Jamaica Railway Corporation. And finally, Health Minister Dr. Fenton Ferguson is urging Jamaicans to take individual responsibility for their health and take active measures to prevent the further spread of dengue fever. The minister says the authorities will not succeed in stemming the outbreak of dengue if there is not sufficient support from citizens. Up to October 20, there were 2,198 suspected cases of dengue fever. To stop the spread, the Health Ministry is encouraging persons to look for and destroy mosquito breeding sites around their homes, schools, places of worship and businesses. Containers that could support mosquito breeding must be drained of all water or properly closed or treated. And that's it for Jis News Today. I'm Stacey Ann Smith. Thank you for watching.